Okay, there's quite a few new faces here today, which is lovely to see. So welcome everybody, welcome. And there's the old, less of the old, familiar faces as well. So welcome. So some of you might know that I might have covered something, and other people haven't heard it before, etc. This section for me is just tuning in and seeing what happens. And the second half, when we have a little break for 10 minutes and wander around the lovely grounds, the second half is White Cloud coming through and doing his channeling then. And I never am told what I'm going to talk about in this half, apart from today, because this time I sort of feel I know what I would like to talk about. And that is, it struck me lately with all these intensely high energies that are coming in at this time and have been doing. But I've never had a time where I've met so many people that have said, I can feel, I can really feel the difference in myself, type thing. And I can certainly feel that for myself. Things are really getting heightened. In a channeling, some of you know, some of you may not, I also, as well as White Cloud, I channel the Federation of Light, and those channelings go out on my website weekly, almost weekly. And the other week, they were saying about how we've stepped into this higher vibration. Is this bothering? Is it okay? Is it, into this higher vibration. Yet it's not going to work for us until we acknowledge it within ourselves. And I really thought about that because they're like you, like everybody these days. There are times when I feel absolutely fab, and times where, like last week, if you'd have caught me on Monday, I was a very different person than I was on Friday. It was just but I'm learning now that when I wake up thinking, God, that no matter how hard I tried to change my attitude, etc., throughout the day, it just wasn't happening. So I realize now that you can breathe it through and just breathe in the love and light, but I accept that I'm going to feel like shit for the rest of the day, really. But the good thing is about that is I know that in the morning I am going to feel different and differently, and also to accept and acknowledge that we now, those that are aware of the light and our awareness of being who we are in our truth, is that we are dissipating and getting rid of all the shit energies for everybody else as well. It's not just your shit that's coming up and you're thinking, oh God, haven't I got rid of that, or just feeling bad. You might have cleared so much, done so much work for yourself, but it is the energies that are coming up from everywhere that we are unconsciously, if you like, getting rid of for others who are not particularly sure how to do that. And so a lot of things have come to me lately, and for me personally, as you know, I don't profess to be a teacher here in any way, don't have any qualifications, nothing like that. But what I want to do is share, as I have this opportunity to be standing up, to share with you what works for me, because it tends to work for others as well. And a good few years ago, the Federation came through with an invocation, which I then read out in my very best acting voice, and I put on music to it and put it on YouTube. And when I was doing it, I felt in me, this is quite big. I felt this stirring within me. But it didn't, it's had quite a lot of hits, but it's not about that. I wanted it to get out there because of the words that they brought through. And they called this particular invocation the Game Changers. And as you probably all know, most of you, this is a game that we're playing. It is just a game. It's a play, it's a theatre, it's a film, it's whatever you want to be in your role. We are in this game. And yet we know that we came here to change this game, hence the game changers. And we do that because for so many eons of time, the darker energy, hate to say it, but the darker energy has been has been controlling the planet, basically. And now we're all waking up into this light of ourselves, and we realize that we are here to change that game by literally and simply being our light. That is as simple as it gets, basically. So I'm like, okay, fine. So we're now in this higher vibration. And for me personally, because they said you have to recognize it in order to bring to you all these wonders that being in this higher vibration has for you. People are finding that manifesting things is happening so quickly now. There's so many things that you can go, wow, this is different. I am different. But for me, I was like, I need for myself and for my purpose, which is everybody's purpose as well, to be more vigilant, I feel, on me doing more. And I don't mean doing more like I've got to go, with all respect, I've got to go to another country and build huts. I don't mean that. I mean in myself, what do I do? Because I'd like a little show of hands, and I'm going to go, oh, I'm sorry because I got it all wrong. But does everybody here meditate every day? Good people. Good. Good. I don't. I don't. Because I get into bed and I go, oh, sorry, I haven't meditated today because I was doing this and I was doing that. And life just goes on. And I just thought, what am I at? What do I? Apart from we know that just by smiling, we know all that by being our light and just being, we are changing. We are sending that light out and we are changing the energy of. Yet at the same time, I feel for me, I need to step up my game. And I feel, with all respect, because there may be some of you that meditate all day long, and I don't, good on you, but it's not about just meditating. It is about, I feel, that we came here to do this. So let's get on and do it, rather than having the bad day or just carrying. I find just carry on through life. Well, that's what we're here to do. I get that. But I feel there is so much more that we as individuals can do to amp up that energy, to make it ripple out more so that those who aren't yet awake can feel it and we can wake them up by serving ourselves first and foremost. I know some people have a problem with that. How selfish is that? It is not. It is not selfish to serve yourself first, because by serving yourself first, looking after yourself, you're serving the whole. You just are serving the whole. So I thought, right, I'm going to have a little project called the Game Changer Project. So I've got my little book. Nothing special about the book. And I wrote down, I don't usually use books like this, and all this kind of stuff, I don't think. But I thought, right, what do I want to do on a daily basis that will make me go to bed thinking, well, I did make an effort today. So on my awakening, I don't know if you remember, and what I'm going to do, by the way, is I'm going to send it out on my newsletter, this, and I'd like it to, my intention is to have it like, the movie Pay It Forward. Does everybody know that Pay It Forward movie? That it just spreads, because it's such a simple thing, and yet if it spreads and everybody keeps passing it on and passing it on, then the world's, we all have these little thoughts. The world is going to become a better place. And it's not that people have to stick by what I've put down at all. You can find your own list of things to do. And then look, I've got my little graph. I love it. Do you write lists and everything? And I'm a list person. I do all that. So I love crossing off that and crossing off that today. And you can see where I have. But the good thing is where those empty spaces are, I'm not beating myself up for like, oh, I didn't complete the graph today, because I'm thinking, well, look, that's what I did do today. I did do something. And apart from that day when there was nothing, I was busy, really busy that day. So long time ago, White Cloud spoke to us about when you wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, just take yourself, do a few breaths, and take yourselves and drink from the golden chalice. Just take that time to drink the golden liquid from the golden chalice. So that's number one on my list. So before I get out of bed, and we've all got imaginations. Everybody has imaginations. So you can do it in your own way. For me, I do it a bit like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Or something like that, you know, where you go into the cave and there's all the fire and all that all around and all this sort of thing. You know, and great big crystals and all that. And there, across the bridge, is my little golden chalice in a cupboard. So for me, you know, I just walk across, and I open up the cupboard, take it, and I'm in a gown. You know, I'm in the flowing gown, and you know, and I take this, but then I drink it, and that is the important thing. For me, I've now started calling it the elixir of life type thing, and I make sure that as I drink that, I am feeling that change and what its intention is for my body and my being type of thing. So that's my, oh good, I can go downstairs and tick off that for the day. I've started my morning thing. My second one was at night, same thing, to give, and also, of course, in that drinking of the liquid, it's the gratitude. It's the gratitude for drinking of that and who you are and why we're here, etc. Same thing at night, gratitude. But for me, then it's like, right, time to plug ourselves in. So, you know, I get the cord from the up through my crown chakra, up it goes, plug it in like your phone, charging your batteries overnight. Click yourself on so that you're charging yourself up while you sleep. Do whatever you like. You know, as I say, these are just my little things that are helping. Then we get to number 3, the affirmations. How many of you are doing affirmations daily at the minute? Good. Loads. Good. I'd stop doing them. This is why I'm going back to this all, because I just thought, God, I don't do my affirmations anymore. Now, a while ago, I spoke about affirmations and when you say them, the words, like I used to say about, I know now I am, da 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 da, because of the I know, the knowing is the resonance, and that of those words travel so deeply within. So I know now, the now, only time there is now, I know. Now I believe, I want, I know now, and then of course I am, the great I am, which we all are. So I know now I am, and now I've added, in my new little game changer project, I know now I am happily vibrating within the highest frequency that allows and enables. So I've got like, I won't read them to you, of course, but I've got like, I'm up to 14 because I keep adding them. So every day it's like great, because you go into this, I do think it's about the space you put yourself in with everything. So doing the breath. So I know, I'll read you one. I know now I'm happily vibrating within the highest frequency that allows and enables, you like this one, my body to perform, feel and appear in its perfected state. And at the end of it, each affirmation, I deserve it. We have to acknowledge that we deserve all this stuff. I'll do you another one because I know it will resonate with most people. I know now I am happily vibrating within the highest frequency that allows, enables financial abundance, indeed abundance in all things, to flow through my being. I deserve it. So if you want to play this game-changing little game, write down your affirmations. How it could be 3, could be 4, could be 25. Do your affirmations on a daily. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying this is like I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks and I feel so much better. Not because I'm doing something, but that's probably something to do with it, but because I'm serving my soul. Now, the other thing is, I've got on it, is number 4, the Game Changer YouTube. If we have time, just before we do that, I'm going to read out, because I printed it out, the words. Because for me, they are an expression of the heart and they go very deeply. But because it's on YouTube, my thing is right, to listen to that every day, because well, you'll either love it or you won't. But for me, it's like, yes, this is what I am here for. So I listen to the Game Changer YouTube. Number 5, random act of kindness. And however large or small, I'm like, I haven't done a random act of kindness today, but I go to the park. See if there's any, a little act of kindness goes a long, long way to people. Buy a coffee for the person in the queue behind, whatever. A little surprise thing for somebody makes such a difference to their day. And if everybody was to do a random act of kindness every day, what a lovely place this would be to live in, which is what we're working towards. Number 6, 1 minute more, if you like, of sending love to someone. So I close my eyes and I go, right, who wants to appear in here? And then somebody will show up. So I send my love, it's usually more than a minute isn't very long, to that person. Number 7, I then do it, love to all. So it's not taking up all your day, but you are giving time to all and to yourself to serve all and yourself with these tiny little things. Number 8, I've put 10 minutes yoga, stretch or swim or walk or whatever, some exercise to serve the body. That's not crossed off too much. I'll show you a little graph on that one. Then the 10-minute meditation. 10 minutes meditation. And I found if I go into my little healing room and I sort of think, I'm going to get them all crossed off all at once now. And you go in and you get in this beautiful space, So I listen to the Game Changer. I then do my stretching while I'm listening to the Game Changer YouTube. You can, what's it called? Double multitask. Thank you. You can multitask on these. I'm sure that's not the point, but there you can. And so you can do your 10-minute meditations, or which then might spread into 20 minutes or whatever. But I think that is definitely to do with the breathing. It's so much now. They are talking about the breath. And we're beginning to realize that it's no longer just about, because that keeps us alive. There is something about that breathing in and out that connects us to everything. And when we begin to recognize that on a deeper level about that breath, how that breath, just the one in and the one out, can change so much. Just by one of them, one deep breath in, one deep breath out, it changes up here. You sort of go, oh, that feels better. So do be so aware. Listen to me. Do be so aware. Be aware of your breathing all the time, because it just, as I always say, stuck at traffic lights or whatever, go, oh, God, dear. No, go. 3 of those. Better than a joint, better than a joint. 3 deep breaths and you're there. It's just, that puts you in truth in yourself. And then the last one I put, here's number 10, is I put out on my newsletter a while back about an affirmation that I've forgotten his name, I forgot to look that up, but a chap put out that came through him via Saint Germain. And it's about our 24-strand DNA and how that is the perfected original human being. And so Saint Germain came through to this doctor, and he wrote out this thing. And so and you can get it online. And when I send out my little project, then I'll have directions as to where you can get that. But if you put Saint Germain's 24-strand DNA, human DNA, you will be able to find it, to print it out or whatever. And he says that 12 times 12, 144 times to say this thing. Well, at first I thought he meant in one day. I was like, you're having a laugh, aren't you? I'll be here all day, because it's like, that long. I was like, God, that's all I'll be doing all day. But it's actually more like the 144 times over time that suits you. And with each 12, shifts you up, shifts you up. And it's, again, of course, about the visualizing and the feeling. There's no point in saying affirmations if you don't feel them. Absolutely no point at all. You have to feel the vibration, or it's so hard, isn't it? Like, so many people, we talk about abundance and financial abundance, and the fear that we have around lack of money. And that fear gives us more lack of money, Whereas if we keep that, I imagine myself with the abundance thing of like diving into a pool of notes, or like sitting in a mountain of money and just going, wah! Have some more money. It's keeping in that vibration of joy, knowing that it'll just keep coming in, and therefore you can just keep giving it out. But we fear so much when we see those bills paying this and the money's not coming. We have to get over that fear, because it is the vibration and feeling the abundance of that money. I'm telling you, I'm living proof big time of that happening. And you'll, from the most ridiculous places, just places you go, good Lord, or the smallest things of abundance. I don't know if I should say this in case Telstra are listening, but they haven't sorted out transferring my number from my old house to my new house 4 months ago. Well, I don't have to pay my bill. Abundance! Look at abundance, where it's coming from. These different things, that's abundance. That's saving me money, Do I need my home phone? Not really. They don't know that, So it is abundance. Just see all the different things and be grateful for all the things you have, because I bought a little sign the other day that says, if you want to feel rich, just count and look around for all the blessings that you already have. And that is just so true. So really, that's my thing. Of that, I just feel we need to step up our game. Really, we just, and I'm not, I need to. I'm not saying you do, because you might already have done so, but I know I need to step up my game and within that, I'm amazed about all the things that are happening. And I so want to, shall I say, Susie, that little story? I just would like to share a little story that I told you yesterday as well, because it's just so lovely. And these are things that are happening us to all, and to make us see, what we're capable of and all that kind of thing. In that, so please know this isn't coming from an egotistical point of view. But I was having my hair done the other day, and the lady was telling me about her daughter whose dress, things that they'd moved and things had gone missing, etc. And then her daughter had moved in with her boyfriend, and she had this, and she'd bought her daughter this beautiful $100 dress. Daughter wore it for a couple of hours and got sea salt on it, so came home, put it in the wash basket. It disappeared, just completely disappeared. So they looked they looked in the shed. You just look everywhere, don't you, when these things go missing. She couldn't find it. And I was sort of picking up about this sort of young girl. And when I was younger, we lived we called it a haunted house then. And believe me, things disappeared in front of our eyes. And then weeks later, they'd turn back on the table or the bed, ridiculous places that you go, oh my God, it's come back. So I was thinking this, so I sort of mentioned it to the girl. I said, and she knows what I do type things. So I said, look, I'm sort of feeling about this girl, blah, blah, blah. Cut a long story short, when she went to wash my hair, I put my neck in the hole that you do, and I went, oh, hello. And there was this girl. She was about 14 or 15. And she was in a ward with no hair. She was obviously passing with leukemia, cancer, I don't know. And she was, I say, about 14 or 15, and she said, and I very rarely get names, but she said her name was Gemma. And I know she's all right with me saying this. And I said, have you taken the dress? And she said, yes. And I said, well, it's not yours to take, love. You've got to put that dress back, da 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 da. And I said, why did you take it? And she said, because she so wanted to grow up and be a 18, 19-year-old going out doing it all, and she wasn't having that opportunity, and she loved clothes and all that, and she wasn't going to get that opportunity. So again, I said, well, you still got to put the dress back, put the dress back. And then I said, and you also know that you have to go to the light. I have to send you, you need to go to the light. You can have anything you want once you go into the light. Don't stay around here. And she said she'd come to this family in particular because she didn't have a particularly caring, loving family, and she, she liked nice clothes, etc., etc. And I said, where did you pick this daughter up? And she said in a sort of, it was like a nightclub, but it wasn't like a drunken brawl, but she knew to sort of go there to find out where she wanted to go. So I said, okay, still have my hair washed. So I said, okay, you've got to go to the light. So like I did, a lot of you see that program, The Ghost Whisperer, that used to go on years ago, and the old woman, not the old woman, always, down came the light, a bit like in Ghost, when the shaft of light comes down. So suddenly the shaft of light came down, and there she was, like a Barbie doll, like a princess in this beautiful gown with the hair. And she said, I've got the hair because I haven't got any, and this beautiful. And I was like, oh, and I said, right, up you go. I still have my hair washing. Up you go. And as she got up there, it was like I was in a ballroom, and it was like she was Cinderella just arriving at the ball. And I was like, okay, and the tears are sort of coming down here. So lady said, come over to the mirror, Blossom. And she went, are you all right? I said, well, a bit of a funny while you were washing my hair. And I said, I'll tell you afterwards. So I told her what had happened. Well, blow me down. She phoned me yesterday, which was the next day, to say, I went, don't tell me the dress has appeared. And she said, it's hanging on the washing line by itself. Nothing else on there but the dress. And I was like, and the daughter's friend often works in the Civic, often goes across to buy a coffee, and the woman who gets the who serves her the coffee is always saying, "Where's your friend Gemma?" And her name's not Gemma, it's Ruby. So it was like, whoa. So she's going, I said, I don't believe it. And I was like so happy for Gemma to know that she'd gone to the light. But I just wanted to share that with you because it just shows, that so many of us can think this is all rubbish and dirty. And I have to be honest with you, when I was telling the woman, I said, look, you might find the dress in your airing cupboard, and you think, oh yes, I put it there or whatever. I said, I don't know if I was making all that up or not. All I'm telling you is this is what I got. So it was lovely validation for me, I might tell you, but just such a lovely thing to know that so much is possible in our mind when you think that, I'll send that person light. Is it having an effect? Yes, it is. You might think it's your imagination, but it's not. It's your imagination is what becomes real, what makes things happen. So I think I sort of told that to say that. Okay, perfect timing. I'm a perfect timekeeper. People know, don't be, it's 20, get there, Blossom will be there, waiting outside. I am always bang on time, no matter what is going on in my life. I love it. Anyway, what I'm going to do, just before we finish this section, if you don't mind, I've got 90 pages. No, I haven't. I've got 2 pages here that I just truly, and it's all spread out, so you're all right, but I'd just like you to, don't want to bore you to sleep or anything like that, but I just would like you to, just now, take a few deep breaths. We're just going to a different space now for a minute. And just to breathe in and breathe out, you can keep your eyes open, keep them closed, wherever space you want to go. But what I'm asking you to do is just to go to your heart space. Get rid of your mind and go to your heart space, and just as deeply as you can, understand what these words are meaning and what they are offering to you, to all of us, to change the planet. I decree that the intention behind this offering is to open up a space from the deepest place within me, to amalgamize all thoughts of the purest, highest intention, to uplift the vibration of the planet, Mother Earth, to raise the frequencies of all who live upon the planet, and to allow my highest intention of goodness, kindness, understanding, forgiveness, humility, and compassion, which make up the patterns of the highest energy, that is love. May I always offer these gifts within every moment of my awakening. May I learn to understand that in doing so, I become a part of a vast divine plan that will move this energy into the exact alignment that it has set sail to meet. May I find laughter and joy in all that I do, in the knowing that by doing so, I am allowing laughter and joy into the lives of all that is life. May I send out thoughts of acceptance to those who may not have thoughts that coincide with mine, and within that acceptance, know that they, just like me, in divine timing, are opening up to the greatness of who they are. Within these thoughts, may I also accept that I came to this beautiful planet to serve the beauty of my soul, and in doing so, serve the beauty of all that is. It is my highest intention to move her into a place of peace, the place where she rightfully belongs, a place where all rightfully belong. We have been challenged and confused many a time. Yet now, as we become more fully aware of our truth, let it be so that we intentionally abort all feelings that no longer serve the greater good. Let it be so that with every smile offered, we lift the hearts of the downcast. With every touch, we turn that which suffers into a divine healing. We came here to do this. We came here to ensure that we would no longer tolerate the heavier vibrations that have been set within the earthly grid for so long. So we now hereby decree to change the patterns that have become familiar, to recognize that familiarity breeds contempt, and that now that we know that which we came to accomplish, we do so. We know now that we are light. We know now that all is light, exposing itself through different frequencies in order to awaken our feelings, which in turn awaken our determination to transpose that which is of a lesser assistance into that which is of the highest. May we, with every divine breath we take, know that the mission here upon earth is one of love. It is only in, as through, of love that we can be the change we came to be. So, in as from my highest soul space, I send out the call to all humans, to all non-humans, to all awareness of joyous life itself, to awaken. And as I connect with my truth, may I feel this offering of service to be the highest offering I have ever made, in the knowing, the absolute knowing, that as I do so, as one, we quickly and with the greatest of ease uplift the vibrations in which we reside, so that each and everything that lives may know love in its highest, purest form. The trust that I have within this knowing is full and complete. I am uplifted immediately by the energy this blessing carries, and therefore accept that by being so, I uplift the planet and all who sail in her. And so it is. In love and thanks for the honor of being present upon the earth at this time, to bring this transformation, this divine shift into the now. And in doing so, we have the ability to feel the truth, to accept the truth, to know the truth. Love is the only thing available, ever. And how I choose to mold the energy of this love determines the outcome. I here, now, in this moment, choose to be it. I am love. I am light. I am ready in love and thanks. So you can see why if we take those words into our heart on a daily basis, how we can put that energy, because for me that says all I want to be right here, right now, ever. I want that to be my highest offering that I can give. So anyway, there's the little guidelines of the Game Changer project. I'm now going to disappear, and we can just have a 10-minute sort of walk around these beautiful grounds. Careful, because it's a bit muddy here with the rain and everything, but do just have a little stretch, etc. And we'll come back ready to go at about 25 past, something like that. So that would be cool. I think that's all I need to say. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, everybody. If you'd just like to, take in a few deep breaths, just so we unite our energy and send your love to White Cloud. It really helps him to come through and enjoy. Divine Spirit, we thank you for bringing us together this day, and we ask for a circle of protection around each one of us, so that we may be kept safe, warm and protected in your light and your love. We ask now for the highest good of all, for White Cloud to draw close. And we ask too that this channeling is given with ease, truth and clarity, to assist the soul of each one of us as we walk this time upon life's journey. In love and thanks.
my friends. It is lovely for me to have those that know me so well and those that we have not met before. But for me, with all of you, if you knew how my heart swells to be able to come in this way and speak with you and offer what wisdom I have gained to assist you as you continue on your journey. It is also, I know some of you know, but for those who don't, that whilst I am speaking, at the same time the resonance, the vibration of my voice is offering you love and healing for any ailments that may be occurring within your beings at this time. I am quite smart in that way. I can multitask also. Blossom thinks she is the only one. My friends, today it is that I would like to continue talking about what Blossom was speaking about because of the importance of it. She was saying that she forgot to mention, which is quite important, that when one is feeling down, to understand also that there are that which is known as chemtrails. If you do not know of them, look them up, please, because they are a reality. And they are put into your skies to dampen you and suppress your light. And that is why we are assisting Blossom with this game-changing project. Because it is because of such things that you have to then step into your warriorship. A lot of people, that is interesting, warrior and ship. I hope to remember to speak about the ship later on. But it is because of such things that you were chosen to be here, because you have the strength and the capability to brighten it up, to dissipate those chemicals that are destroying so much of not just planetary aspects, but they are, with respect, if you allow them, they are destroying part of who you are if you allow them, because they are pushing you down into these days of I cannot be bothered. And that is why you have to find your strength. You are made of it. So find it and tick off your daily things to pull through and bring the light back as it should be. It is also, I said to Blossom, do not worry, I will take over what you forgot. In that when you are writing down your affirmations, yes, most people would enjoy more financial abundance, etc. The blatantly obvious things. But then I ask you to search inside your soul and picture a day in the life of yourself. What would you be doing? You wouldn't be going to the grocery store, probably, but they are sometimes a necessity. But what is it? Find, go deep within, travel inside of yourself and ask yourself. Some of you know, some of you don't. What would I enjoy doing all day long? What and how can I serve my soul, therefore serving everybody else? What brings joy to me? Those are the things you should be writing as your affirmations to bring about. Because the more you do what you love to do, you are putting joy into places a million miles away that is not full of joy. I know, my friends, that you understand of this, that by serving yourself, do you see, you are serving the whole because of the energy you give out. And that is why you must step up the game. We do not come through to tell you to do this and that and this and that will change everything. We are not telling you. We are simply giving you the choice. And it is time now, more than ever, that you make the right choices for yourself. Because this time, and you have been told it years gone back and years gone back and years gone back, that this time, and then you wait another year and another year and another year. And it is a known joke within the channeling outlet of the word soon. Because your soon is clearly very different from ours. But it is, as I have said before, my friends, from where I reside, I look. I do not look for what is not taking place. I look at what is taking place. And from my perspective, where there is no time, you have moved so far forward in this light that you have come here to spread. You have, you are. Therefore, know it in your being. Yes, 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 I am feeling that I am doing and being what I came here to be. Light, light, love. By enjoying myself. Let us make more of an effort to enjoy oneself, because there is so much that you are fed to make you feel upset. So much. That is how it is designed. Therefore, that is why you must say, I am going to turn off that news, and instead I'm going to turn on that radio, and I'll have a little dance. Because which of the two is serving the whole? The dancing, not the falling into the trap of all that is negative. With respect, Blossom cannot believe I am going to say this. With respect, how many people can get murdered in a day? How many? So many, because you are fed every single time somebody attacked so-and-so with a knife. 94 stab wounds to the heart. I am not saying this is a good thing that people are stabbed. I am saying do not give your attention to it. Do not go, that is terrible. Just send your light to that situation. Have a little dance to that situation, because that is what changes that situation, not your grief and compassion. Blossom is saying, are you sure on that white cloud, not your grief and compassion? Yes, I am sure. Turn it all into light and joy. Turn your lives, if they are not already, turn them around into light and joy. Be the person that when you walk in a room, you light it up just by walking in, because of the energy you allow yourselves to be. You may be feeling tired. That doesn't mean that you cannot shine your light. You cannot make another laugh. Bring more joy into this world for yourself and for others. That is what makes the change, the joy. When you feel joy in your heart, is it not joyous? Do you not wish I could feel like this all the time? You can, if you choose to, by creating the life that you desire. What a problem. How terrible to create a life that you desire. What is the big deal, my friends? Step up. Step up. It is not difficult. It is not as difficult as your world is making it out to be. That is the problem. I'm showing to Blossom of steps. If you were to take a moment, not necessarily now, but at another time, and close your eyes and put the ladder in front of you, how many steps do you think of late you have climbed? Have you gone up 1 level? Have you gone up 4? Have you gone up 8? Where have you allowed your being to lift to? And in that place that you have allowed your soul to be, are you recognizing that? Are you patting yourself on the back and saying, well done indeed? Do not look. That is the trouble with you humans, I would say. You tend to focus on the what you haven't done so well, as opposed to what you have done amazingly. Another reason to recognize who you are, what you do. Pat yourselves on the back for even being chosen, because you were chosen. I have said many times, there were queues and queues of souls that wanted to be here at this time. But not everybody could fit. I'm sure there is a joke in there somewhere. But you are here, are you not? Because you are strong. Because you volunteered and you said, yes, I can do that. I can lift that planet out of its depression, if you like, and take it into its rightful place. So it is now when we speak of this word soon. Soon is now. Now. You can feel it in your hearts should you take the time to breathe. You can, as light warriors, breathe, feel your heart, and know, here we go, here we go. Engines on, prepare for countdown. You can feel the difference within your beings. And within that recognition of feeling the difference and knowing you are meeting the higher vibrations that are coming through and you are blending together, you can then see phenomena that you couldn't before because you weren't on that level of the ladder. If you are not within a vibration of something, then whether it is there or not makes no difference because you cannot see it. In fact, for the first time in my talking through Blossom, I will recognize my mistake there in that you can feel it. So it is not that it matters not, because if something is there, you can feel it, but you can't necessarily see it. Whereas as Blossom, over 10 years ago now, just coming to 10 years, there was much ado about the coming of a large ship onto your planet. And there's a lot to talk about around that, but that is in days gone by. Now, my friends, you can look on YouTube, you can see all over the place of light ships flying around in your atmospheres. Blossom has put out yesterday of the new channeling with a photograph of rays of light coming down from the sun. It is quite spectacular because they are not, when you should venture for the photograph, they are not your normal rays of reflection. A while back, my colleagues, the Federation of Light, spoke about pillars of light that will come to your planet, and they contain information for those who are ready to receive. Some people may find that, as Blossom did and does a bit, a little far-fetched, if you like, a little out of the accepting square. And yet, all things are possible. And now in these times now with these energies, there is the pace, but the pace has quickened. And this type of phenomena, because you are within the vibration of it, will be validated more and more. Do you know, many of you, perhaps for some it is not your thing at all, but for many of you who have waited to connect on a stronger level with friends from elsewhere, have you ever thought that the friends from elsewhere have also been waiting, wondering when soon is? The times are coming, my friends, when the change that you are making will change your world so completely. I have spoken to Blossom, and some here were present many, many years ago, about the fact that there will be upon this planet those from other planets, from other places, that will walk and talk with you on your planet, because you will have risen to the vibration of it being able to take place. Can you imagine a world like that, where we chat with beings of such grace, of such light, of such intelligence? And the thing is, my friends, they feel the same about us. There are indeed question marks from many elsewhere who wonder why the human being behaves as it does. But the human being fell down a hole, shall we say, and it is climbing back out with the help of people like you offering your hand and saying, no, 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 it is not like this. This, my friend, is how it is. And you offer from your heart the love, and that love is felt. I talk and talk and talk about love because there is nothing else. But as you move into this higher vibration, you can feel more of the, oh yes, I get this love thing a little bit more now. I can feel this love thing going on so much more than I was able to before. Love, 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 love. And now it is for the first brave soldier to ask of a question, if they have one that they would care to address. And as I always say, if I can answer it, I will, and if I can't, I won't. It is as simple as that. This is where everybody's mouth suddenly gets a zip across it for some reason. Certainly, welcome, my friend. Can you please, no, it is all right. It is just that because of this, there is not the sounds. So if you could speak loudly, that will be fine. Welcome, my friend. More sunshine. Because there has to be rain, there has to be winds, there has to be all of these elements that are what you call your climate. Some of you may find this acceptable, some of you may not, and it is your truth that matters. So if I say something and it does not resonate as your truth, do not accept it as your truth. That is very important to me. Yet as many of you can accept that your climate, people say, well, you can't control the weather, but unfortunately, or fortunately, your weather is controlled by those that wish to control the planet. Therefore, in simplicity, the more the light shines through from beings, and the more the energy is raised into a life, into a day that you deserve to live, to be of light and love all the time, where there is no control going on at all from anyone, then that controlling of your weather will cease. It cannot, as you move into the higher vibration that is your destiny, it cannot be tampered with in that level of light. It is not acceptable. So therefore it will disappear along with so much. If it chooses to stay there on that vibration, and others, this causes a lot of questioning for people, but others choose to stay in that vibration for as long as they choose, that is their choice. That is their given right to do so if they are comfortable in that lower vibration, to do what they choose to do. But when you reach a certain vibration, those efforts to control simply cannot take place because of you were given free will. There's much talk about control of minds, mind control, etc. But I would say also, nobody can control your soul. People talk about being possessed, different things like that. There's a lot more to all that than meets the eye, because you cannot be controlled. Your soul cannot. And that's all I can say about that. It is yours. So yes, I will not go into that at this point. So it is that your climate, when last time that we had this meeting, I was so very complete to speak in my native tongue that I was asked to do, which took Blossom by surprise, I might say. But I spoke of the sun and the wind and the rain because we gave such honor to it. And we worked with it. And so it is that I ask you to honor it again. Because that which you choose to know as your truth becomes your reality. So if you choose to know that your weather is controlled, it does not mean that has to be your reality if you don't want it. So therefore you make your reality to be, look at this wonderful rain. Feel the energy of this rain. Put your weather forecasts back into your heart. So what if they are controlled? If your weather is controlled, so what? Apart from the damage that can be done, that is a different matter we are talking about. But do you choose to believe, oh, this weather is controlled, oh dear? Or do you choose to believe, feel that wind, feel the hello wind, let the wind talk to you, get back in touch with who you are? You can. There is a song, Blossom is laughing. I talk, I can't sing. The song says, I talk to the trees. Hello. And then Blossom used to sing, that's why they put me away. It is a little song, it is a private joke perhaps. But it is Talk to the trees. Talk to the wind. Make everything that you are of become one. You are of everything. Love is everything. Everything is love, so therefore you are of it all. Find it. Find all that you are. Do you think that when you talk to a tree, you will hear it go, oh, hello, how much are cabbages at the moment? Or do you think that when you lean your back against the tree and you ask to share its love with you and your love with it, that is talking. That is talking. As you breathe your chit-chat in with no words, just that feeling of yes, we are love. Do that with everything. Do that even, my friends, to take you out. Do that with your jam jar. Hello, jam jar. Hold it to your heart. I love you. And let the jam, I love you too. Everything is love. Because it is all energy. So, I could have just said, yes, it will change. But I have elaborated as I do, and has that helped you with your question? And is there another? Certainly, welcome. Yes, there is. There is the meditation. 10 minutes. And I have never swayed from that. And probably every time when I come, I say 10 minutes meditation. That is the most important thing you can do. That is, with respect, I can answer more, but it is because that is when you connect up with your source. Not that you are disconnected ever. You cannot be. But when you choose to say goodbye world for a minute, off I go, hello sunshine, etc., and you go for 10 minutes to nowhere. That is the best meditation you can have, my friends. You might say, oh, I had a marvelous meditation. I met this marvelous being and we went off to this planet, and all sorts of marvelous journeys you can have. But I say to you, if I was given the choice, I would ask to go nowhere. To be in that space of nowhere. Because when you are in that space, you are everywhere. And you don't have to do a thing other than feel it. And that feeling of being everywhere and yet nowhere, you don't know where you are just in this space. That, my friends, is home. And do we not always sometimes desire to go home? But it is not our time to go home, for now this is our little holiday, believe it or not. This is your temporary home, because you chose to be here. And do not think, my friends, that you are just a small group of people. When I look from where I reside, if I choose to look at it, if you like, and if you put little dots of light like you can on a computer, believe me, my friends, there are more dots of light all over your planet of souls that are just like you, ready, ready, ready to march forward and change this world. How marvelous is that? How blessed are you? You may have been in another lifetime, many, many lifetimes, to experience this and that and change this little thing about that. But none of you have ever been in such a blessed situation. Lucky you. Truly lucky you. Because you were chosen. All of you that choosing to wake up and change this planet back. You were chosen to do it. So do it. Do it, my friends. I know you will, because you all are. And I know that you will look back one day and things that take place on your planet that are not of a very high vibration will not seem as if they ever took place at all. They will seem as if they never took place, because it will be like a distant memory, because of the light and the love that you will be residing in as natural. This is natural. Such joy. Visualize. Put that in your affirmations. I happily vibrate within the highest frequency that allows me to serve myself and the whole for the greater good of all. Say that 10 times a day. You will need concrete blocks on your feet to keep you down. I'm just doing my party trick. For those new, I could never. It is an advancement for me to read the time. That is a good party trick Blossom and I can do. And so it is that we do just have time for another question, if that is certain. You're all coming at me at once now. A very good question. The lady said of how do we change our mindset to understand that it is not about hard work that brings in your money, your financial abundance. How do you change that mindset? You have been conditioned for so long. You have been, I would use the word, programmed for so long to say that you have to go out to do this, to bring in that money, to pay your rent, to pay the bills, to buy your food. You have to go and work yourself to death like a cart horse. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. If you were to live your life in joy, letting go of fear about money, and just trust it, trusted like you have never known to trust. And that takes a lot. That the universe will look after you. As if you made a deal. Perhaps let's look at it this way. Before you came down, you said, okay, I'm going to go down because I've been chosen and I'll change the world for you. And the universe said to you, okay, then I will make sure as an exchange that everything you need, I will provide for you. And you said, tickety-boo, off I go. And then you got here. And all the energies and the build-up of consciousness that has continued throughout time after time after time after year, you forgot, as you forgot so much as you came through to this density. You forgot that little arrangement with the universe. And suddenly everybody is saying, you better go to university. How will you get a good job? But I don't want to go to university. You better do that, because how are you going to buy a house? How are you going to do this? Everything in your world has been programmed to focus around your paper energy, to take away your power. Do you see how that takes away your power? Because you haven't got a piece of paper with some famous person's head on it. Your power has left you because you don't have enough of it. Does that make sense to you intelligent beings? No. And yet, my friends, you completely trust and remember that arrangement and think, oh yes, I remember now. So I am here to serve myself, have a good time, serve the planet, and in return the universe will provide me with lots and lots and lots of money. Yay! That is it. That is the truth. And yet you doubt, of course. You doubt because the time has come to pay that bill and that money isn't there. Or a few days is leading up to it and that money isn't there. Yet you change your way of thinking of that agreement. Oh yes, remember your agreement. And just know that you are not here to cause harm to anybody, are you? Is there anybody in this room that thinks when I go home I'm going to go punch my neighbor in the face? Are you of that, my friends? No. So why would the universe, the source of all that is, change its mind about what it would do for you? It is only your belief system that has changed that agreement, therefore not allowing it to fulfill its part of the bargain. And as Blossom spoke of earlier, abundance is all around you in so many forms. And the more you go, abundance, thank you, the more abundance says, oh, you're so grateful. Here, have some more. Oh, thank you, even more. We'll have some more. It is your mindset, as you say, but it is a very good question because it is about recognizing that is not the truth for me. There is nothing wrong in exchange of this money for what you do, of course. Yet I say to each one, please make sure that what you do is what you love. Because then by doing what you love, the universe is saying, oh, yep, the agreement is back on. Here, have some more. It truly, my friends, is of that knowing and the trusting that you are all provided for. But you just have to open up to know it in fullness and allow it to come in. Is that all right for you? It is your, as you call it, your Yuletide that is coming up. It is such an emotional time for so many. There's a lot of different energy that surrounds the time of your Christmas. My friends, as is known in your world, make every day your Christmas day. Love the people around you. Enjoy the people around you. Laughter is on top of the list almost to raise your planet up. I have said before, we look down and we say, there is a group of laughing people. Whew. We love laughter. A good old belly laugh is such a healing emotion. You all now leave this room and you go your different ways. All that I ask is that you go knowing that my love is with you all. For Blossom knows how grateful I am to be able to come through when I do not reside anymore as a human being, but to have this opportunity and to see your eyes shine back at me and your hearts filled with love. I feel such an honor, my friends, to be in your presence. Please know of that in your hearts. And now it is time for me to take my leave until next time. Swords held high. Hold those swords of light and recharge them when you need to. Continue, my friends, to be your light. We give thanks to the Divine Oneness for allowing this meeting to take place. We ask always that we may remain humble in order to serve and to receive, and that we may continue to walk boldly as the light and love. Adieu, my friends. Adieu.
And I just ask you now to visualize an open flower in the top of your head and watch it close into a tight bud, and just to draw it through your body so that we may always be protected to walk safely ever onwards in the light and the love. In love and thanks.
And down came the rain.
Thank you very much, everybody, for sharing this time with me. I really, well, White Cloud as well. What would we do if we only had cushions to talk to? So thank you so much for coming to share this space. And have a lovely, 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 lovely Christmas, everybody. Take care. Thank you. Thank you.